Mice at Center Ice, Chapter 10. The Dump. The dump slowly came to life. The old watchman who lived in the shack came outside, scratched himself, squinted at the sun, and then went back into the shed. Early morning garbage trucks shunted into the yard to dump fresh rubbish over the old. A covey of starlings screamed and fought with one another for food. Everywhere, piles of old garbage burned to heaps of black rubble. Benny was glad that the big mouse was going with him. The team needed all the help it could get, especially if it ever came to a showdown for the Cheddar Cup between the mice and the rink rats. The Big M looked like a good player, a natural. "There's less chance of being seen at night," said the Big M. "We'll hitch a ride on number 51 on the last run." "In the meantime," said Benny, "we'd better catch some sleep. We'll need to be wide awake tonight. Besides, I didn't sleep well yesterday. Not well at all." The Big M nodded sympathetically. The two of them scurried up and down hills and around mounds of rubble until they reached an old car. "Well, here it is," said the Big M proudly. "This is where I sleep during the day." He had fixed up his place quite nicely, Benny thought. The seats were soft and comfortable, the big wads of kapok stuffing bursting from them. "I like to sit by the fire before retiring for the day," said the Big M. He seated himself by the garbage fire near the car, stretching out his paws to warm them. Benny sat beside him. "Are you sure there aren't any others who would want to play hockey down here?" he asked. "No," said the Big M sadly. He poked at the fire with a twig. "They play hide and seek with the rats and chase each other around all night long. They aren't the least bit interested in hockey. They've never even seen a game on television. They think I'm a little strange up here." He tapped his forehead. "Well, I don't think you're the least bit strange," said Benny indignantly. He picked up a stick and poked at the fire, too. It felt warm and comfortable. "Anyone who doesn't play hockey is strange, if you ask me." "They think I'm not a good mixer," confided the Big M. "But it's not true. They want me to do things they want me to do. They don't understand why I'm different. So they mostly leave me alone." "At the Forum, you'll fit in just fine," Benny told him. "Almost everyone plays hockey all night long there." "I live a good life here," said the Big M. "Plenty of food. Hockey on television every Wednesday and Saturday night in the watchman's shed. Lots of frozen puddles to exercise on in the winter. I've never complained. It's been a good life. At least it was until you arrived and told me about the Cheddar Cup. You've made me want to go and see it." "You're needed at the Forum," Benny told him. "Wait until the other mice see you. Lucky I found you." "I think it was fate," said the Big M. He yawned sleepily and stood up. "Well, time for a nap. We'll be safe inside the car." They ran through a small rusted hole in the door and curled up on the soft stuffing to wait, and sleep if possible, until nightfall. Benny had terrible dreams of his wild ride to the dump, and of almost being smothered to death by rotting garbage. He hoped the ride home would be more comfortable, and that he would live to tell the tale. He had to get back to the Forum safe and sound. It was important. As Benny fell asleep, he thought about Pepe and Figaro. They would be curled up in the locker room in their favorite beds, hockey pads and gloves. He wondered if they missed him as much as he missed them. They were probably glad to be rid of him. Without him, they wouldn't have any bossy captain giving them orders. Benny didn't know how long he had slept when he awoke suddenly. There was a hot, prickly feeling on his neck and the strange sensation of being watched. Benny opened his eyes and blinked. It was almost dark, and the sun was going down over the dump molted the sky like marble cheese. Benny had no time to admire the sunset. The fiery green eyes of a mangy-striped cat glared at him in the twilight. A low, throaty noise came from the cat. It sent spikes of fear up Benny's spine. His heart thumped wildly. "Danger!" he cried. The big M awoke with a start. "What is it? Is it time?" Benny tried to speak, but couldn't find his voice. At the sound of the big M's voice, the cat had become even more excited. Benny saw the tip of his tail swishing faster and faster. The cat crouched on the hood, ready to kill. Then Benny noticed that the cracked glass of the windshield covered almost the entire window. "Don't move," ordered the big M. "The cat can't get in through the windshield. And the other windows are rolled up. We're perfectly safe here." Safe, thought Benny wildly. If this was safe, then he wanted no part of it. The quicker they got out of this garbage dump, the better.